Good day, everyone. I'm Sharlene Guaves, and today I will be presenting about the IT project leadership and team management. So, our topic focuses on how leaders guide IT teams, manage people and resources, support innovation, and reduce project risks. So, in IT projects, having technical skills is very important, but technical skills alone are not enough. So a project also needs good leadership, communication, teamwork, and decision making. So throughout this presentation, we will look at how effective leadership can help an IT team work together and achieve its project goals. So to begin, let's look at how IT leadership has changed. In the past, leadership was often more focused on control, strict plans, and individual performances. So this is represented on the left side here as a micromanagement. So a micromanaging um, leader wants to closely control how employees work and usually follows the original plan very strictly. But in IT projects today are very different. Technical changes quickly, customer needs change, and project requirements also changes. So because of this, leaders need to become more flexible and adaptive. The focus is now moving toward transformational leadership, where leaders empower their teams instead of controlling every action. So, in simple words, the leader's role is changing from I control myself to I help the team succeed. So this is important because IT projects need people who can communicate, adapt, solve problems, and work together. Okay, on this slide, it compares the two different approaches to leadership. On the left side, we have the specialized silos, which represent a traditional hierarchy. So, in this setup, people usually have fixed roles. So, for example, we have our front end developers. We have also our back end developers. We have also the quality assurance, the project management, and the designers. So each person mainly focuses on their own area. So on the right side, we see the shared leadership. So in an agile team, leadership does not always come from only one person. So team members can also take initiative, make decisions, and lead when their skills are needed. So this does not mean that the project manager or the leader is no longer important. Instead, the leader helps create an environment where the team members can contribute and take responsibilities. So the main takeaway here is that an agile team or an agile IT teams, leadership is shared rather than concentrated in one person. So this can help the team become more flexible, more collaborative, and responsive to changes. Okay, so now let's look at another important change, the mindset shift from developer to engineering manager. So a developer usually focuses on the technical work such as writing codes and solving technical problems. So success may be measured by individual output basically. Um, but when a developer becomes an engineering manager, the focus changes. So the manager is no longer responsible only for their own technical output. Instead, they need to help the whole team succeed. So their responsibilities includes removing roadblocks, mentoring team members, supporting decisions, and helping the team solve problems. So instead of saying, look what I built, so the mindset becomes, look what my team built. Okay, so this is called the multiplier effect. So a good engineering manager does not need to be the smartest technical person in the room. Instead, the manager should help the entire team become more effective. Okay, on this slide, it focuses on the servant leadership and emotional intelligence. Okay, the main idea is very simple. So, emotional intelligence enables leaders to empower teams and improve project outcomes. So, emotional intelligence or the EI means that um, being able to understand and manage our own emotions and also understand the emotions of other people. So for an IT leader, this is very important because IT projects involves people with different personalities, opinions, pressures, and responsibilities. Okay? A servant leader does not simply give orders. Instead, the leader supports the team, listens to team members, removes obstacles, and give people the opportunity to become more independent. So this leads to a self-organization where the team members can manage their work and responsibility. So um, we can think of this way. Emotional intelligence helps the leader understand people, while servant leadership helps the leader support people. So, in and together, they help create a stronger and more independent team. Okay. So on our sixth slide, um, let's talk about something that can happen in almost every IT project, the conflict. So, conflict can happen because of role confusion, scope creep, and missed deadlines or disagreements about the technical decisions. So, this slide uses the Thomas Kilmann conflict instrument, which shows different ways people respond to conflict. So this includes the competing, avoiding, accommodating, collaborating, and compromising. So for an IT teams, the collaborating approach is especially useful when the goal is to find a solution that considers the needs and ideas of everyone involved. So for example, imagine that a developer and a quality assurance member disagrees about how a system should work. So instead of blaming each other, they can discuss the problem, understand each other's concern, no, and work together to find the best solution. So the goal is not simply to win an argument. The goal is kung paano isolve ang problem while maintaining a good relationship towards sa iya nga coworker. So that is why effective conflict management is very important when it comes to a team leadership. Okay, so this slide focuses on the resources allocation and burnout. So the main question here is that how can an IT project leader uses technology to prevent team overload? So in IT projects, no, employees may sometimes be given too many tasks or too many hours of work. So when the workload becomes too high, the mental fatigue can also increase, which may eventually lead to burnout. So the graph shows that the relationship between the mental fatigue and the burnout rate. So the slide then presents machine learning as a leadership decision support tool. So for those who are not familiar with the ConVLSTM, it stands for convolutional long short-term memory. So in simple terms, conv LSTM, no, is a type of machine learning model that can learn patterns from the data over time and uses those patterns to help predict what may happen next. So in our context, it can help predict the future resource or the workload demands based on the project data. So, for example, if the data shows that a team is becoming overloaded during a certain periods, so the model can help the project leader identify that the pattern um earlier. So the important point here is that convl STM does not replace the project leader. Instead, it acts as a decision support tool. It gives the leader useful information that can help with the scheduling, workload distribution, and resource allocation. So, another strategy shown here is the use of work from home or the flexible working arrangement, which can provide um, additional flexibility for the employees. So, the main message on this slide is that technology can help leaders make better decisions, but the leader is still responsible for using that information to protect the team and manage resources properly. Okay, we have um, IT KPIs and ethical AI governance. So KPI means the key performance indicator. So KPI helps leaders measure whether a project or the team is performing well. So this slide includes the SMART principles. So SMART means S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. So it also includes technical measures such as deployment frequency, lead time to changes, mean time to recovery, and the change failure rate. So these measurements can help the IT leaders understand how efficiently a team is working. But um, measuring performance no is only one side of responsible IT leadership. So the other side is the ethical AI governance. So when organization uses an AI or the artificial intelligence, so leaders also need to think about the accountability, the fairness, the privacy, the transparency, and the sustainability. So for example, if si AI no makes an important decision, there should be accountability for that decision. So the main message no of this slide, effective IT leadership requires measuring performance while um ensuring that technology is used responsibly. So a successful IT leader no should care about both the performance and their responsibilities. Okay, this slide presents the strategy roadmap. So it brings together the major ideas discussed on overall presentation. First is the cultivate collective identity. So this means that building high trust cross-functional teams where leadership can be shared. Second is the institutionalized EI training. EI means the emotional intelligence. So this means that developing emotional intelligence as an important leadership skill. Third is the implement dynamic scheduling. So this means that using the predictive technology, no, and flexible work approaches, which is the work from home, to help manage resources and prevent the team overload. And finally, enforce ethical governance. So this means that making sure that technological progress is balanced um, with accountability and responsible decision making. So all these four recommendations no work together. So a strong IT leadership aligns people. Um, it also aligns technology and the organizational goals. So in other words, a successful IT leadership is not only about delivering technology. It is also about managing people, making responsible decisions, and helping the organization achieve its goals. Okay, that's all for my presentation. And finally, these are the references I used in preparing my presentation. So they include the sources that are related to um, agile leadership, team performance, the EI, the emotional intelligence, the conflict resolution, and the ethical AI, also the engineering management, the KPIs, and the resource allocation. So these sources help me support the ideas and recommendations I presented throughout this report. Okay, and that concludes my presentation. Thank you everyone for listening.